Hello everybody, this is Kurt the Naked Experience, and I'm back playing some more Diablo 3. Um, I'm going to preface this real quick, just letting you know about Fallout New Vegas. If you don't care, go ahead and skip ahead just a little bit, like 20 seconds maybe. But we won't have a couple videos of those for the next day or two. I just need to fix a crashing issue that has cropped up due to probably a recent update, I'm not sure. With Windows and stuff, it's just causing a crash that I know how to fix. I just need to get done and fix it. But being the holiday weekend and all, I've not had time. So sorry about not getting any of those out, but we still have Diablo. But yeah, to continue on with what we're doing today, I have a pre-first iteration build, which is weird, so I'm going to call it an alpha build of my Crusader. He's missing one piece of the light set, which are the shoulders. I've been having terrible luck getting them for some reason, but without further ado, what I have going so far is the helmet, which only has crit chance. I needed the hammers damage, blessed hammers, but I didn't get one. This is what I got. It's not bad. Chest piece is pretty good. It has a secondary resist, not ancient, but that's okay. Got reduced damage from elites. I didn't want to reroll too many times just because I've been running low on supplies due to Kanai's cube. Next is the Towers of Light, the pants. I didn't get all resist, so I switched for armor, but I got secondary resist, which is good. Next, the boots, which gave me movement speed instead of all resist as well, but that's fine. Blessed hammer damage, I got 15%, which is good. Everything else is pretty alright. Gloves, pretty much exactly what I wanted, except for not secondary resist. Mediocre strength, almost perfect vitality, off by 38 points. Crit damage and chance, pretty high. Next are the bracers, which are not the best either, but they're the first ones I got, and it took me forever to get them, so I'm using them until I get a better set. But I got the Holy Skills roll on there. It took me one try, so it's good. As you guys, I think I showed you guys, I had this from my Barbarian from the first 18 hours of my Barbarian. As soon as I hit level 70, this dropped. And I had it sitting in there for a long time getting ready to use it. Right now it has the Strength, Vitality, Armor, and Crit Chance with the 247 and a 250, which is near perfect. I reduced the control. That secondary is not bad. It's not great. If I wanted to, I can switch Vitality for a socket, get more strength, or to something else, but Vitality seemed like a good idea at the time, so that's what it's going to be. Next, I'm using the Jace's Hammer Vigilance. The reason why is because that's the only weapon I have so far for him. I haven't got the flail yet that I need, but that's going to require me to keep re-rolling it in the Kanai's cube to get it. And then some crappy ring, Adverse Band from the bounties. I'm only using it because it's a stand-in for until I get a second unity, because I already have one ready to go. There you are. I just have to reroll resource cost to a socket, and this will be one of my unities. I'm going to use a secondary unity when I get for my other guy. He also needs his resistance thing. He doesn't have one. I don't think I have one laying around here for him. No. So whenever I get my Templar ready with his follower cannot die thing, then we'll be good to go. I had a Witching Hour from my Barbarian as well again. Strength had to be rerolled. For some reason it had no strength on it. Strength, Vitality, attack speed's the lowest, and then crit damage is pretty damn good, which is good to see. Next, this is the best thing that I have on him. This Convention of Elements is pretty damn good. I only rerolled crit damage till 39%, because I only rerolled it like once or twice to get that, and I'm going to do higher once I actually feel comfortable wasting more resources for now. But the 198 increased damage, percent damage, at a 200, 202 physical resistance, pretty near perfect ring. Happy about that. Last but not least, it's sad, but this is the only health amulet I've got for him. I didn't want Holy Skills, and I had to reroll for crit chance. My Barbarian, it took me 3 or 4 tries to get the Hellfire Amulet I got for him. For this guy, I've done about 8 or 9 now, I think, and that's what I've got. That's the best one I've gotten so far. It's still pretty terrible. But I'm going to roll with it for now until I get one better. Last but not least, too, the whole disparity for this build right now is not having that last piece, and my crit damage being 200%, while my crit chance is 56%. This is the disparity of my damage right now. Because of that not being crit damage, I can reroll it to damage, but I got 10% chance in 3 rolls, so I just kept it. But not having crit chance and damage on that's kind of hurting, because that would bring it up to 300%. And then last but not least, my other ring, I need to get 50% on that, so that'll bring it to, if this gets 50 or 100 or close to it, and this gets 50 or close to it, then I'll be around 350, a little bit less. This is going to probably stay around 56% as well. Maybe go down a little bit depending. I don't know. But that shouldn't be too terrible. We'll just see what goes on when we get there. Oh, and of course, socketing the weapon when I get it. I've been getting really lucky this season with Ramalani's gifts. Consumables are always a bitch for me to get, but I have 2 of them ready to go. So whenever I get a really good one, I can throw it in there and socket it right away. That'll bring this up to, so like right now, if I had it socketed, it'd be 330. That'd bring it up to like 4-ish, and then that would bring it up to 46, almost 5, closing the gap between these two. So that's pretty damn good. The reason why I'm showing you this build right now is because I have gotten to the point where I can't do more with my Barbarian until I get the other parts. I'm still missing the Immortal King's Boulder Breaker, and I'm still missing, I think, no, that's all I'm missing right now to try out the other build. I figured out how the other build works, by the way. I was being a little bit ignorant. Being ignorant, you're ignorant. The way that the other build works is that you're using Rend as your main attack. You're not using Hammer of the Ancients or Seismic Slam. So that's how that build works. You're not using any of those as the main damagers. You're using just Rend. Okay, so as you can see with this build, though, what's so good about it is the... I never did it back in Diablo 2 because, like I said, I haven't played Diablo 2 in a long time. And when I was playing it, I didn't know anything about builds or min-maxing or any of that crap. I was just playing the game to play the game. I was never really great at it. But yeah, if you guys ever heard of the Hammerdin build, that's what this is basically called. Diablo 2 is a similar idea. You'd have I think it was the Paladin as well. And you'd be running through and you'd be having similar types of attacks. This kind of movement is what was used. But basically how this build works is you just kind of throw out your hammers. You keep spamming out your provoke because your provoke comes down on cooldown quick every time it hits something. And you just maintain your wrath the whole time doing that. Throw a back rat whenever you can. And doing your Iron Flash and stuff like that just so you can move a little bit quicker. The one thing, though, that you guys are missing out on, which is... I've been trying to play this for a couple days now, trying to get the parts before I would do this video. Time ran out, sadly, to get the last part. But the attack speed bonus you get from the weapon is ridiculous. It makes it so funny to watch. Like, if you haven't seen a video on it before, you should go watch a video with an updated Hammerdin build. I haven't really found very many videos talking about it, you know, post PTR, like in the actual patch. There's a lot of them laying around that are just PTR builds. And those PTR builds, they're just the same thing. Like, things have been tweaked a little bit, of course, because PTR has always changed. But it's the same idea, but the attack speed and stuff is ridiculous, and the damage you get's good. The one thing that I don't understand, though, with this yet, that I'm still trying to figure out is some of the guys that you watch playing this build, it seems like they can go without wasting their wrath whatsoever. Like, their wrath stays near optimal constantly. And I was thinking, well, it's the bracers, because when I first started building this, I didn't have the bracers at all. And I would lose a bunch of wrath. I was like, well, the bracers must be doing it. I have the bracers now, and my wrath still goes down even if I'm, like, doing these casual hits like this. See? Like, sure, it gets refunded, but look, it's just... It seems like my wrath goes down a lot quicker than other people I've watched play this build. You know what I mean? That's the other thing, too, that I always like to emphasize whenever I'm playing this, is that if you guys are watching this, know that I'm not the one that came up with these builds. Like, I'm just showing you my experience with them, and then showing you, like, somebody with a lower experience with min-maxing and stuff like that does this game, how I play and how I make it entertaining. And the biggest way I make it entertaining, as I've said it before, is just making builds for almost every single character that you like. As soon as you get into a rut where one of them is just like, I have to get min-max gear to get higher up in rifts, I switch and make a new character. And that may seem lazy to you, or like, you know, like I'm not a completionist with something, but that's not true at all. I really prefer playing all the builds that I enjoy because I like to see what the difference between them all is. So far, the good thing is it seems that this build will be ridiculous, especially when I get the last piece of my set. The last piece is going to greatly increase the damage of my Falling Sword and the Blessed Hammer. It'll greatly increase them 700 and 500%, 750 and 500% respectively. And that'll jump my damage from what it's at now, which is like a couple million, 31 million in crits, to probably up to 100 or so million. 700%, 31, no, way higher than that, but you know what I mean. I should have done the math before I started speaking, but you know what I mean. It'll greatly jump the damage. I'll be able to do T6 pretty quick. Yeah, but the other part that's really cool too, what I really like pointing out too, is pretty obvious, but I still like to say it every time I do this. start your very first character on a seasonal with the one that you like the most. Your favorite character, the one you want to see the new build for, and the one you're wanting to play the most. Reason being, because the way that I like doing it is that I have that character. He can do T10 just fine. I don't leave him in T10. I leave him in T9 because T9 I'm able to do with almost no deaths when I'm playing. The only time I die is with like a really ludicrous setup of elites or like multiple elites, like 5. I've had that happen. I was going through a rift and there was about 5 elite packs in one small area together, and they just destroyed me over and over again. But if you play with that favorite character the entire time, when you have to go and find blood shards and stuff like that, or like build up materials, your new character that you make isn't going to be your workhorse for that. You're not going to be stuck doing something like this, like T3. You're going to be able to do, upwards of T8, 9, 10, and greater ifs of 45, 43, 44, 45. And you're going to be able to collect a bunch of materials and use those materials on your new character. Back in Season 3, it merely meant whenever I was talking about this is you're going to go and get blood shards and then Kadala the shit out of everything. Now it means you're going to go and get Death's Breath out the ass. You're going to go and get, bounties out the ass. And you're going to spam the Kanai's Cube for all the materials and stuff you need. And then your secondary character is going to get the benefit from it. So far that's been working great. Like, I'll show you where my Barbarian sits now right after this. But I just wanted to show you guys what you could expect from, an alpha build. That's what I'm going to call it. An alpha build of this character. If you don't have all the parts, but if you have something relatively good going. The weapon that I'm using obviously can be interchanged for any weapon you want. It really doesn't need to be what I'm using at all. You really honestly want the flail that I'm looking for, the one that'll allow your Blessed Hammer attack speed to increase by 100%. That's the one you want. The one I'm using is being used purely because it's one of the ones I found. Oh, Final Witness. And it works pretty well, but the whole larger hammers thing doesn't really do much. Like, it's really not that different than the smaller hammers. Like I was explaining before, though, as you can see, like with Wrath with single targets, it seems like Wrath with single target works pretty okay. Managed to maintain it pretty okay. It's not bad, but I still understand how in large packs people can maintain the Wrath pretty easily, but I think it's probably just because I'm being impatient. I don't have all the parts I need yet. I think if I wait, I will be greatly rewarded with what comes from it. But as you can see, that's what you can kind of expect from a build like this now. Obviously, Paragon sub 300, not bad at all. I know that there are a couple Crusaders and stuff like that, other people I've seen, who are not even, 600 yet in Paragon, and they're leading the boards. It seems like things have changed to the point that, actually, let me check, to the point that you can actually do greater risks without having to be Paragon 800 or more. But this is going to scare you now, but Kanai's Cube, I'm collecting parts for. That doesn't look bad, right? Well, yeah. These are all Kanai Cube breakdowns for extracting legendaries that I haven't done yet. There might be some duplicates, but for the most part, all of these are ones I haven't done. That's the second box of ones I haven't done. So if you're wondering why I'm collecting these, it's to break them down in Kanai's Cube. The one thing I've noticed, I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, I haven't looked it up, so it probably sounds silly for me to even say this, but I already have the level 25 Cubist, but I'm on Champion for this. Extract 25 legendary powers using Kanai's Cube. Okay, well, let me just go ahead and check in Seasonal. Level 25 Cubist. I've already done it. And it still hasn't opened up. I have to do like 28, 29, or 30, I think, before it'll say 25 is done, which is kind of shitty. But it's probably something that's supposed to happen, or maybe I was doing like Kanai Cube stuff earlier than I was supposed to, or didn't read it properly. I don't know. Somebody could probably explain that to me, but that's what happened. Kind of sucks. Either way, though, like I said, I'm going to switch out now. That's my Alpha Crusader. His name's Hammer Time. Yep, I'm lazy, and I don't really think of better names. And then this is the Barbarian I'm sticking with. So I really, really enjoy the Hammer of the Ancients build. It's really powerful. The single target and multi-target DPS is pretty similar. Like, you don't have that large of a multi-target DPS, but it's good. It's not like you're hitting 300 or 400 things at once, but you're hitting enough to do enough. This is near final build. As I told you, this is actually really good. Hellfire Amulet, non-ancient, which sucks, but that's okay. I have the First Men Bracers, has secondary resist, which is good. The Hammer of the Ancients damage is not optimal. It's near the bottom, but I still haven't found a better one. Focus and Restraint still suck. This one has crit damage because I didn't want to have a crit chance, no damage build again. Secondary resist is good. Secondary resist on this, which is crit chance again. I haven't found a crit chance of damage, restraint, and focus yet. I've only found 3 so far. I'm just trying to think. Everything else is pretty much similar to what you've seen before. This one got replaced. It has secondary. It has life, vitality, strength, and armor. It could do with better stuff, but it has the secondary resist, which is what I wanted. Chest Beast has a secondary resist. Still the regen life. Haven't found one yet. New one. Regen life again. No secondary. Really terrible, but I still am using it. It still works. I can do Torment 9 right now. Torment 10 pretty easily as well. This one, by the way, I rerolled that percent damage to try to get 10%. And I was doing about 10 million a roll and wasting so many resources that I gave up. In case you're wondering why I picked 9 instead of 10. And this is the only thing that I've replaced so far that's pretty damn good. This is closest to perfect that I could get it. Found it recently. That's one of my biggest upgrades so far that I've gotten. Everything else is pretty much the same as you've seen before, except for that. These boots came new too, I believe. All resist, strength, vitality, and Hammer of the Ancients damage. That's what I wanted. No secondary resist, which is the only thing that sucks about them, but they're good enough for me. So what we'll do, since it's T970, we'll go ahead and do a Greater Rift. And I've done Torment 10, as you can see, because I already have the next 2 levels unlocked. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a 42. Because I've already done 45, and I don't want to take too much time left. I don't have much time left for my video. We're just going to go ahead and do this and show you how simple this build is, even without min-max gear. How high of a level you can go with this. The biggest thing you'll notice whenever I'm using this build is that I am lacking resists. And that's because half of my gear doesn't have any secondary resists like they need to. And that's the reason why I'm losing health quickly. If I had a lot of those secondary resists, this build would be doing wonderful. As you can tell, though, like at Rift difficulty 42, which is over Torment 9, it's like in between 9 and 10, a little bit more on the 9 side than 10. I can one-shot some of these trash mobs still, because I do over 1 billion. There's 1.5 right there. But as you can tell, comparatively, between the last time I showed you and the time I showed you now, this build has grown a little bit more. I've gotten a little bit more out of him. Doing 1.5 billion damage occasionally means that some of the elite packs only have like 20-ish billion health, some of them. 28 billion, I think. And I could kill him, if I was doing that much damage, I could kill him, you know, in less than 15 hits, which is wonderful. Like I said, this has amazing single target DPS, like some of the best single target DPS, and it has very good multi-target DPS, actually. Like there's a group there and I could hit good 2 or 3 of them. The biggest thing I always have to do though is that because you have Furious Charge to proc your focus and restraint, you have to make sure that you use that. So the bigger the group, the better, because then you get your merciless assault rune to proc whenever you have a large group, and it'll turn your cooldown way lower, and that means you can spam out Furious Charge more often and keep your focus and restraint procced. Keeping focus and restraint proc means that you're going to keep your damage up in the, you know, high thousands. Oops, I died. I forgot that I'm not... Oh, I think I forgot to change out... Well, let me check something real quick. Yeah, the Zephyrian Amulet. So I'm immune to lightning damage, not arcane damage. I thought I had arcane on, that's why I wasn't really moving out of the arcane. The only amulet I haven't gotten yet so far out of those amulet bunches is the fire damage amulet. And I don't think I'm mistaken, but I'm pretty sure I have never gotten that amulet. The entire time I've played this game, I don't think I've ever gotten the fire resistance amulet. Which really sucks. I've got Zephyrian, I got the... I can't remember the cold one, the name of it, but I've gotten that one. I've gotten everything except the fire one. So as you can see, like, doing this as it is, I'm at 297 right now, so you could call me about a 300 Paragon level build. I have all of my gear, and half of it's still suboptimal. The biggest thing to emphasize is that as long as you get all the pieces of your gear, doesn't matter how bad they are, it'll allow you to go into higher rifts greatly, just because of the build itself. The way that the build works itself is wonderful. Let me stand in this for health. So if you like ever get like a build going and then you get suboptimal set pieces and you're wondering if you should even use it because you could just wait for the perfect ancient one or something like that, don't think that way. It'll be better than whatever you're using for the time being, unless if it's like a perfect Season 3 build. So say like if you're using a Whirly Barb from Season 3 and you're trying to get the new pieces for a Season 4 build, the new meta that is, and you're getting suboptimal pieces for Season 4, but you have like ancient stuff for Season 3 Whirly Barb, you might want to stick with the Whirly Barb for a while till you get really good pieces for Season 4, because the Whirly Barb build still is viable. You could still do the greater 50s if you have the right parts. So it's not like that build has been neutered. It's just this is the new meta that can get you the highest you can go. If I'm being completely honest though, between this build and the Whirly Barb build, I really love the Whirly Barb build because of the friggin' speed through every map. So what I'm going to do eventually is I'm going to go ahead and build a Whirly Barb build this season off camera again. And I'll probably use that to farm with, like to go and grab bounties or Greater Rift machines. Not Greater Rift, wow. Go and grab Infernal machines. And then just use the Hammer of the Ancients build just for Greater Rift grinding. Because by the end of last season, my Whirly Barb could do about 41 at the best. I would die pretty easily, but I could do it. While this build just head over heels better in terms of damage protection, like mitigation. I can survive pretty damn high. And the damage is through the roof comparatively. Like, I can easily do up to the 50, greater of 50 in terms of damage. The only problem is my survivability, and greater of 50 would be very, very poor. So I have to test that. Oops, I died again. Staying in a nice. This could actually end badly for me because I'm in a small area with all the tornadoes that he has, but we'll see if we can kill him before he kills me with them. If you're wondering why I'm spamming the shout there, it's because it gives me extra healing. There we go. So I got Zunimasa, got that, got another Raycor piece, and Slash Knives. Okay. But the biggest reason why I did that is doing 42, as you can see, I went up to 339 blood shards. It gives you over 200 blood shards doing this high. And second of all, I can upgrade gems that my other character needs. So Bane of the Stricken, he needs another Bane of the Stricken. They could do it now. I could go up to 25. If I'm over greater 40, I can go to 25 with 100% certainty. I think it's up to 30 with 100% certainty, actually, which is nice. But in doing that, now I have extra fodder for my Crusader to use for shoulders. Hopefully roll a pair of shoulders that he can get out of Kadala and actually work for him. Oh, an Ancient Sashinaz. Oh my god. It's going in the trash right away. Oh, an Intelligence Barber. Oh my god, I'm going to totally throw that in the trash too. And that's actually not bad, but I think I have something very similar already. Yeah, this one's actually way better than that. Because I can reroll attack speed to crit damage, or all resist to crit damage. So we're going to go ahead and just break all these down. Okay, so yeah, that's basically what I just wanted to show you is that, my alpha build of my Crusader, and then show you where my Barbarian sits now. Like I said, I have all the parts almost ready to go. Like, they're not perfect. Like, this isn't perfect at all. This one actually is very close to perfect. Perfect secondary, perfect crit chance, very, very strong strength. Or not strong, very mediocre strength, mediocre vitality, near perfect crit damage, but I can switch these two on. As soon as I get Boulder Breaker, I can switch those two on, put the Boulder Breaker on, and try the Rend build, and then show you guys that. That'll be like the final test to see what I want to do with this build or keep it as it is. So far, I'm thinking I'm going to keep it as it is, but I also still have to break all down all this and break down all this with the Con Ice Cube, but the problem is collecting these solo is a bitch. So sometimes I wait for Nick to get on, so then we can split the duties of bounty work together, because you can do completely separate acts with 2 people. So if you have 4 people, one guy could each do an act, and you can all reap the benefits. So if you have 4 friends, 3 friends, I mean, go and get them, and all 4 of you do that. That'll work the best. It's the easiest way to clear those bounties and get those pieces. Solo's a bitch, but it's a good time waster if you're not doing anything else. So I did that last night for a good hour. Got all of it and only extracted 4 powers out of like 30 that I needed to extract. But before we leave, we'll see if you guys can give me some luck here. Yep, you guys are good. Thank you very much. I love it when I do this on camera. There we go. You would not believe the amount of time it's taken to get that. Strength is poor, vitality is mediocre, all resist is near perfect, and resource cost reduction is very good. But boom. Now that I have that, the damage that is going to come out of these is ridiculous. So I'll just have to see what I'm going to re-roll one of the pieces for. But I love you when you guys watch like that, because I always get something on camera. It's ridiculous. Sitting off camera, I could do that for hours. Like, I'll show you. I've done this. This build has been going for 3 hours. What? Well, that's busted. Oh, no. Like I told you, I was playing with my barbarian most of the time. 54 already, yeah. So this guy is built because of this, and I've spent thousands of blood shards on this guy trying to get all the pieces I need. I only just got it. I find that kind of cool, though. Like, I don't know if you saw that. He hasn't changed yet already, because this hasn't been updated yet. I just switched it and it has been updated. So I think if I log off, log back in, it'll be changed. But that's what we're rolling with now. We're doing pretty damn good. We'll just go ahead and do one quick test before I leave you guys. Not Act 5. Because this has already gone. I didn't want to do a 30-minute episode, but I hope you guys don't mind. It shouldn't be that bad. If you don't like it, you just skip through some stuff. But we'll just see. You saw what my damage was like before. This should be pretty equivalent, right? Yep. Everything these hammers touch one-shots Torment 3 level things now. So I could just clear with one hit, 107 million damage. So I was actually I was pretty on the mark. 107 million was pretty close to what I thought. I thought I'd be doing closer to 2 million when I was thinking about it, but no. 80s, 20s, 80s, 110. Yep. So we could probably hit it closer to 200, but still. So that's, oddly enough, this turned from an alpha to a first iteration build. So I would like to thank you guys very much for the luck you've given me there. I love doing that on camera, but either way, that's about it for this episode, guys. The next time you see the next video, hopefully tomorrow, by the end of the night, hopefully I'll have a feasible working weapon. 75, you know what? I know I'm wasting your time already, but we're going to go ahead and try this one more time, see if we can get luck twice today. Not wand, not axe, not sword. Sword, no source, no quiver, no mojo. Where is it? Mighty weapon, no. Mace, no. No. Oh, I gotta remember. Is it a flail? Let me just check the leaderboards and be sure it's a flail. I love how it automatically picks whatever you're on. Is it a flail? It is a flail. I just want to be sure, but that's what you want. So we're gonna go. We're gonna make not a belt. Go back to this. Why did you walk away? I hate when that happens. If you click off screen on accident, trying to be quick. All right, let's see if you guys give me the luck one more time. Then we'll end the episode. Ah, that's okay. That's not bad. At least I got something new. I can use that for breakdowns. So I'm not gonna waste more because I've been wasting so many Death's Breath doing that over and over again. So let's not. But either way, though, guys, thanks for sticking with me for that. That was really cool. I'm really happy that I got the last set piece. Now all I have to do is just keep working towards Death's Breath to get the flail I need, because Kadala's going to be a bitch, and I don't want to waste 75 blood shards a pop trying to get that from her. But either way, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. And in the next one, we will see if my Crusader is ready to go for second iteration. Second iteration just basically means that he has every part he needs to make his build viable for the meta. And then final iteration would be, second iteration also means that he's in a state of near completion. Min-max is complete, and I don't think I've ever made a complete video if that tells you anything, because I can never find every part I need. But he's getting pretty close. He's being built up pretty damn good. He has better stuff than my Barbarian does, and he could probably do better damage if he gets the last part he needs. But either way, guys, thanks again for watching. If you like, please like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends if they really enjoy this kind of stuff. It really helps me out a lot. Either way, thanks again. See you soon, and